What up, Morning Manna? How you guys doing? It is our last day together. On Monday, we start fasting, so make sure you've thought through how you want to engage with that, what you're going to fast. We're fasting the 9th through the 29th, so jump in. The water is great. You know, if you've been hanging out during this kind of vignette of Morning Manna, that we've just been taking an idea or two out of the reading for the day in the one-year Bible reading plan. That's what I'm reading. Probably some of you are as well. And we're in Genesis 16, and this is one of those passages that gets tough. This is one of the things actually I love about the Bible, is that we've got those passages where we can sit in tension, where we can look at some of the things that occur and go, I don't think this is the way this should work. And the Bible just tells us the story. The only person who's perfect is Jesus. Every other hero in the Bible has their foibles. They've got that stuff they mess up. They've got that stuff where they get ahead of God and then problems occur as a result of it. And this story is no exception. Here is where ultimately their names will be Sarah and Abraham. It's called Sarai in this text. I'll just call her Sarah. But Sarah and Abraham have been promised an heir, but they're not content to wait on God. And so Sarah has taken matters into her own hands. She says, listen, I am barren, but Abraham, husband, I want you to have a baby with my Egyptian servant slave, Hagar. He should say no, but he doesn't. And sure enough, boom, Hagar is pregnant. And you go, this is just not the way things should happen. And if you thought that, you'd be right. And then Hagar starts to look down on Sarah, so Sarah mistreats her, and Hagar runs away, and you go, I don't know which way is up and down, what's going on in this story? And then there's this beautiful section where the angel of the Lord shows up and finds Hagar, and they have this interaction, and he says, hey, you got to go back. And so in the midst of it, though, verse 13, Hagar says, or the text says, that Hagar gave him, who is him, God, this name. And she calls him, you are the God who sees. She goes on, I have seen the God who sees. And I just go, here is a person in her time that everyone would look at and go, man, she is the oppressed, the maligned, the cast aside. She shouldn't have a voice. That's what the people would think. And yet she is the one who gets to give God a name. You go, what in the world? And you look at the name. He's the God who sees. I love that about God, is that he sees us wherever we are. When other people say, listen, you're not worth seeing. That's what some people would say about Hagar. He goes, I see you. And you know what? I'm going to make a nation out of your son as well. It's a nation that gives trouble to the nation of Israel. As you look through the Old Testament, you see all of those occasions where Ishmael's kids are problematic and there's fighting. So there's consequences for these wrong actions. But the point here is that God sees you. I don't know where you are or what you've dealt with or what you're holding on to, but I want to tell you today, God sees you. You can trust him. You can take that thing, those things, that trauma to him and hear from him and find the promise that he has for you. I love you, man of church. God bless you. Have a great, great day.